But basically, this room.
I quite liked the light not being on this side though.
Nah, it's not nice for when you look at the TikToks now.
TikToks look better.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like on YouTube it felt like you're in the room with them. TikTok. Oh.
Yeah, I've got one.
Is that you?
Oh, interesting.
Do you know what I mean? Like I felt like I was in the room. Whereas if it looks there's lights, it looks more stage. So that's like I'm not really there.
That's an interesting.
Yeah, that is actually a very interesting.
I will consider that, but I won't.
But no, you're right. TikToks do look so much more clean.
Yeah.
They look way more clean.
And I think the main footage actually looks way cleaner.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Let me go.
I just never considered that like
People are
a subtle thing like that could make it not feel like you are in the room.
I mean,
anymore.
Lighting is one of those funny things where, there's literally people dedicated to lighting in any production, and they're dedicated to lighting for a reason. It's to create a sense of ambience, and that will, whatever. They're almost like a narrator, aren't they?
Yeah.
Into the space. So as well as what you're saying, the space is also telling something too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here, when there was no lighting, it's like anybody could sit here.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
anyone.
I hear that still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just felt like,
well, anyone can still sit there. You're sitting
true.
there.
I'm
Respectfully.
I'm not anyone drinking that.
We've been sitting here talking for an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And we're leaving. So we weren't even going to say, I wasn't going to record now. See, someone's in the studio. Press both.
How did I know to do that?
Do you know what, actually? Yeah, we wasn't going to record. In fact, I was going to record a couple of days later because...
Yeah, you did say that.
I'm not going to say why because it's going to make this sound really dated when I say why as well. Because of something that I'm doing tomorrow. That's what I'll say. There's something I'm doing tomorrow. EA's coming with me to that thing. I'll just cut it out. We're going to see Dave.
I got things to do.
We're going to see Dave
tomorrow. Okay.
So I'm thinking, do you know what? As Poet wasn't around and Dan's not about and they ain't going to be about and I was going to potentially be on my own. Well, obviously, I'm never really going to be on my own. Kind of.
Hey.
No. But anyway, I thought I'll just do that and then me and EA can sit and that will be a thing to talk about anyway.
Yeah.
But that's not happening. But what I will do is, this is what I'm going to say actually. I've been hearing some of you lot are really upset. Yeah? I've been hearing that some of you are really upset because you hate, that there's clips going out. You don't like it. You just want the main thing. You want the main pod straight away. Well, you're going to get that, But I do understand where the rumblings came from. The reason why, is because we just changed the plan and didn't tell anyone, And also, when we changed the plan, there wasn't a consistency in it. So there was 1 week in particular where we recorded a pod. I said to EA, you know what? Chop this up and then put the main thing out on the weekend. And then he must have not heard me say put the main thing out on the weekend. So it didn't go out on the weekend. So everyone just thought, we're just doing clips and we're just not putting out a main episode. So I think that was a contributing factor to it. To which I said to EA. EA. Did I just call his government name?
No, you just said A. I would have said something.
Okay, cool. I said, let's give it a little bit of time. Once they understand the consistency, then they will understand that every Saturday, the main episode goes out every Saturday. This is actually a reason why I wasn't going to record today, because we are recording early in the week, because it was just going to be me, and it isn't going to be a long episode. I didn't want to just put this out the next day. I want to make sure that every Saturday, whether there's clips or not during the week, every Saturday, the main episode goes out. So that's basically what it is. Every Saturday, from a visual perspective, there will be the main episode. More time there will be clips during the week. If there isn't clips during the week, it's fine because something will go out on Saturday. The audio will always be out by Thursday, the latest. Thursday, the latest. So if you see a clip and you want to hear the whole thing, you can just go to the audio and you can listen. It will be everywhere. That's going to be the new schedule for a tiny bit. Please give us a little bit of grace. We just want to just mix it up a little bit because we've been doing the same thing for ages. And I think sometimes when you start seeing a change and stuff, you just want to just see what that looks like. Also, it's a question for you too, yeah?
Go on.
At some point, I'm going to have a little run of having people here to have conversations with them. But not necessarily, I don't want to do interviews. I just want to chat to people about interesting stuff. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, 100%.
Like who's got an interesting job?
And not me.
Who's got an interesting job?
Put it out there.
Put
it out there.
Yeah. I want to chat to somebody who's got a very interesting job, somebody who does something really different. And I want to speak to them about life and their perspective.
Oh, you know who I thought of? Those people that you spoke to, the swingers.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember
want me
them?
to bring them back?
Huh?
Do you want me to bring them back?
Yeah. Was like a year ago now, no?
Do you know what? See those episodes?
Or something like that.
They always feel like they were not that far away until like I realised, them episodes was like time ago. So that might have been, it was last year.
Yeah,
and it might have been like early last year as well.
Yeah, it's about a year.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is.
She had a baby and everything. She was
no way.
Yeah, she was pregnant.
Story time.
They weren't swingers, by the way.
What were they again? Sex parties?
They had an open relationship.
Did they go? Were they the ones that went to sex parties?
They owned one.
Oh yeah.
Well, they owned an app.
They did something.
Yeah, so they basically what they did was they had an app, something pineapple, I can't remember what it's called. And it's, from what I remember, it was kind of a way to have the community, you know the couple that had an open relationship, yeah? The one who bought me the cup.
Yeah.
So what was the app about again?
Their app was to allow to like bring basically swingers together.
Yes.
Yeah, there was
something.
So they were swingers.
It's not necessarily swingers. They called themselves.
They just had an open relationship. They were non-monogamous.
Non-monogamous.
Yeah, they were a non-monogamous.
Weren't they like linking up with other people, like other couples?
Yes.
So isn't that swingers?
But in a party environment, so you could have. So you would imagine.
So it's a sex party.
So essentially, but it's more classier and less.
Yes.
Less like darker. So you'd go in and you'd have drinks, and then maybe there'd be triggers.
Yeah, no, I know people that have been to sex parties. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you been to one?
Nah.
Would you ever go to one?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Slightly intimidated, I think. Like, I think it's all a bit intimidating for me. I don't see myself in that sort of setting.
Would you go with your partner?
With my partner?
Yeah. Not to have sex with anyone else.
Or
okay,
just,
would you
be a voyeur and just watch?
No, you chop.
We chop.
Yes, there. No one gets involved though.
They're just staring.
No, they could be, or they could just be doing their thing around you.
Just like that, binoculars on.
Yeah. No, they don't have to do that. I really want to do that.
Of course you do. You only asked me so you could say it.
Huh?
You only asked me so you could say it.
Yeah, but I want to. I want to. Yeah, chill out. Strong. Wait, what have we got there? No, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a bit, yeah.
I've got 3.
I want to go to a sex party with a person that is either my partner, or someone that I have that relationship with. Do you get what I'm saying? Not to go and chop anyone.
There's a difference between.
But for us to go and to have a couple of drinks and whatnot, and to do our thing in and amongst the vibe. Now, I'm expecting that in that dynamic, that people that are in there, they're just doing what they're doing. Like it's not like, oh my God, look at them, look what they're doing. Because they're just used to being in that environment. They're just seeing a couple doing what they're doing, and then they're just about to go and get to their vibes and whatnot. Do you get what I'm saying? And then, anyway, I don't even mind people just kind of watching a little. Do you get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. I think we have different approaches. I think you would want to go, as in like you want to go, and you'd need to go with somebody. I don't really have the desire to go, but if I was with somebody that wanted to go,
Okay,
then maybe I may be partial to it. But there's me as I am right now in this room. No.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
So
I don't know
basically,
what
so
circumstances
basically, the
would lead
answer
me
to that question
place.
is yes.
No.
Yes.
Context.
Yeah. So that basically you're saying that you could be in a situation where it's a yes.
Oh, maybe.
Why are you being shy?
Because I am shy with that stuff. I am. I'm just not that person. Just for that space.
Okay, for that space.
Don't know. If there was a big old double mirror, those mirrors where you can like look in, but they can't, you can look in.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be on the other side. I'll look.
Oh, you'll look.
Yeah.
Would you?
Just as a spectator sport, you know what I mean? Just like.
Yeah. Would you go? Would you, if like let's say you and your missus, could you get what I'm saying?
No, I wouldn't participate. I wouldn't want to participate.
You wouldn't go.
I wouldn't want to.
Just you and her.
Is there any context in which you would?
I'd go see, maybe.
To watch.
So would you not go and
participate?
I don't want to say chop your missus because I feel like that's derogatory.
That's vulgar.
Yes. Like, would you go and like make love in the room somewhere?
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't. That's for us, bro. I just feel like that's our thing.
That's for
Aww.
us. That's for us. I hear it though.
And whoever's on the other side of the room.
I hear it. Listen, I've said loads of times, yeah, I'm on this companionship thing and I'm on this monogamous stuff, but I know we're doing it wrong. I really believe in my heart we're doing it all wrong. I think we're taking it all, I think we're making it way too deep. And I'm all right with it. Why are you doing that?
What?
No, you can't do that. What would you?
I said says you.
No, I think we're doing it wrong.
All right then.
I think we're doing it wrong.
Go on, tell
we've
the
made
people.
I just think that we've made it way too deep. I think we hold.
It's the only thing that's left to be deep. What else have we got left? What is going to be deep in your life if not that?
Spirituality.
Okay, cool. That's all intertwined.
I agree.
Yes, but it's
Yeah.
about perspective. So
you
like
grow spiritually with the person that you're with, no?
persons.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who what? So look. By the way, while I do this,
Go on.
I'm on your side.
Oh, okay, fine. You just
In
mean
that sense
boy
of like,
playing.
that's what I want.
Angel's advocate.
Angel's
But
advocate.
No, that's what I want.
Angel part of this, but yeah, sure.
No, that's what I want.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, in doing it wrong, is that like we've like this arrogance in us is just like, yeah, we're just supposed to just do it with just one person. And then when we say that
Oh,
we do,
that's what you
then
meant.
when we're saying, when someone else says no, that they can do it with a few, or they could just do it openly in however they do it, then they're looked down upon like they're other. And I'm like, maybe they're the ones who've got it right and we're the ones who are getting it wrong. And maybe that's one of the reasons why temptation is the way that it is. Because we're just going, there's just so much restrictions.
Isn't that just where discernment comes in?
Potentially.
Just have a bit of discernment, man. Like, no one says be a whore. But also, if you're going to sleep with somebody, do it with your eyes open, not closed. Like, you need to be awake. Don't be present when you're talking to these people. Like, don't just be sleeping around for no reason. If you're, and even if you are,
Why?
like know that you're doing that. Don't be lost in the source. Do you know what I
Why?
mean? I didn't say you can't. I'm just saying if you are going to do that, don't be oblivious to your actions and what the repercussions may be.
Well, the problem is
if
the
you
actions.
do that, huh?
The problem is,
Society.
yes, it's the way that we see things that can be the could be the reasons why there is consequence to the action, because there's feelings involved. We have feelings in it, but over a period of time, I feel like we have almost been conditioned to believe that we're supposed to do something a certain way. So when it doesn't go the way that it's supposed to go, which we've told it's supposed to, then naturally it's going to hurt our feelings. But if we were reconditioned, let's just say 2,000 years ago, it may not have been like this. But people may not necessarily have gone out and just had sex just like that.
They
They might have
probably
just been huh?
They probably were.
No, maybe, but maybe they was
2000
doing
years
it also to just build community.
Mary Magdalene.
ago. 2,000 years ago, it was crazy. The
Yeah.
Romans were chopping everything.
They were going crazy.
Kids,
We have more decorum
yeah,
now
gosh, oh
than
my
we ever
God.
did.
men,
Oh my
like they were
God.
having all, bro. 2,000 years ago, there was no rules.
They were going
It
crazy.
was pure hedonism, bro.
Yeah.
So, okay, so are you okay? Right, that was 2,000 years ago, right?
Right.
You're saying.
That's
That's
your reference.
that's your number.
You said 2,000
2,000
years
years
ago.
ago.
I'm saying 2,000.
So you,
years
but
ago, what they were doing.
you're co-signing what I'm saying.
I'm
right?
not co-signing what you're saying.
So what are you saying?
You're saying what? Wait, what were you saying?
I'm saying 2,000 years ago it was this. You're telling me 2,000 years ago it was that.
2000.
Yeah.
There was no rules.
Right. So now time has gone by and apparently now we've made some rules.
No,
Wait,
okay.
wait. Let me land it. We've got there and we've made some rules, right? So, and we've got it all figured out now. Yeah? So you're telling me that in 10 years in 2,000 years time going forward, we're going to look back here and say we all had it right then. People are going to look back and say, right, you lot were drinking milk. Is that what you lot were doing? Could you imagine all the things that we're doing right now casually? Because them times there, obviously I'm not saying what these that were doing was right. Please don't take me out of context there. Because yes, they was having sex with children and doing all kinds of madness, yeah? But don't get it twisted. In 2,000 or 5,000 or 10 years time, 10,000 years time, they're going to look at 2026 and say, these lot were doing that. We ain't got it all figured out.
There is justification as to how we got here, yeah? As much as we say, like all this, feelings, all that kind of stuff, it is safety and it is health. The reason people shouldn't sleep around is because it's not safe and it's not healthy, okay? You're putting yourself in a vulnerable position. That's ultimately the bar. That's where we start, okay? You don't sleep around too much because it can, you spread diseases and all that kind of stuff.
Can I interject? I have to quickly.
Go on.
The reason why I have to interject, yeah, is because, yes, you are right, yeah, that now when you do this, that there is diseases and all of these type of things. But guess what, though?
What?
Human beings. Who put that there? Because let me tell you something, yeah? I don't believe that gonorrhea was around from the beginning. Or chlamydia.
Yes, there was even
Here's what I'm
worse, there's
saying, yeah?
leprosy.
Here's what I'm saying. Someone probably put something, because think about it like this, yeah?
You're right.
If, yeah, you made a disease, a sexual disease called EA.
What?
Let's just say you did. Let's say you did. Let's say you did, yeah? If you gave it to I don't know, anyone, how fast do you think that's going around?
Quick.
Today.
Quick.
Right, so then in what, 100 years time, that's just a normal thing. They just turn around to you and say, listen, you're not supposed to do X, Y, and Z and blah, 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 because you can catch that. But that doesn't mean that is our natural state. That doesn't mean that that's what our natural state, that's what we should be naturally doing.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
I do what you're getting.
They basically put a hurdle in front of us for us to feel like, you know what, we're supposed to be moving in this direction. And that's fine, because ultimately, that's what I want anyway.
I need to remind myself that you're just rage baiting me.
But do you know what? You have evidence for this because 70% of the population have herpes in the UK.
70%?
That's a crazy amount.
What, more than half? That's mad.
That's nuts.
With 70 carrying
Are you
herpes,
sure?
HSV1 or HSV2 by the age of 25.
Okay.
A baby can get herpes.
Yeah,
That's why you're not supposed to kiss babies.
fair. Well, anyway.
But it would run.
Yeah.
You said all of that to get interesting guests on the show.
Yeah. I want people that
On
do
the pod
sound
even.
interest. We had a brain scientist on before. Honourable shout out to Jamie. Actually, messaged me. Actually, to him back.
Dr. Anil.
Yeah, Dr. O'Neill.
Anil.
That's it. Yeah, he was good, man. And we went out. That was sick. We all went to a whole lab and shit. It was really, really good. And then recorded a pod. We recorded that day. We did all of that in one day, right?
Yeah, you lot went to the consciousness thing and then
Yeah,
you came to discuss it.
Yeah, we went to the consciousness thing. I want to do some things like that. Like take me to your job.
Yeah.
Take me to your
Bring
job.
Chuckie to work day.
Show me what you do, and then sit down on the pod and let's discuss it. And then I will discuss it even more with more excitement because I saw some of it. So take me to a swingers night so I can see what's going on.
I'm just trying to see something.
What's going on in the world?
What is going on in the world?
A few things.
I mean, Iran.
I'm going to do this properly on a different episode, yeah? But I do want to say rest in peace to Dot Rotten, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was really sad to hear. And it's, we got news recently that Dot Rotten had passed away in Gambia. I'm not sure exactly what has happened. I know there's a lot of speculation there. For anyone who doesn't know, Dot Rotten is a grime legend. Yeah. Not just wicked on the microphone, but sensational at making beats. And we here on the pod have spoken so much about him over the pretty much 12 years that we've been recording a pod. Like, he's like the person, yeah, who you could put on a battlefield with 100 people that know each other, but he could go there on his own and he will leave with a whole load of people on his sword. Do you get what I'm saying? Real interesting character. And I said, when we did the live show last year, we went for, what was it? I think we went to record the ad. And when I was going home, I met somebody at Clapham Junction train station, and we was chatting, and then he told me that he was recently with Dot Rotten, and I was like, right, like, how is he? You know, he's someone I'd love to just come and sit down on the pod and have a conversation with him at some point. And I just said, yeah, like, hail him up, man. Like, you know, every once in a while, for some strange reason, in fact, he always just pops up in my head when we're having music conversations anyway. You know, he's quite known for having a back and forth with P Money. Quite known for having a little back and forth with Wiley. He's had some strong words to say about Wiley. Even Chip, I think, there was a little thing there for a moment. But those things are not like super personal. I guess a lot of that is part of the game that they're in. It's the competitive nature that has been within that scene and culture. I think 2012, in and around that time, correct me if I'm wrong, someone might know this better than me, but I know he was signed to Universal at a time, and that was when the scene was going for a change. Was it maybe even a little bit before that? The scene was going for a change. Everyone was making a bit of questionable music. Talked about that a lot. But he even in that time, he had a tune called Overload. I was trying to find that quite recently. I couldn't find it. Actually, that's mad. That will take me on to this next thing. And I remember listening to Overload thinking, wow, this is somebody who's got like, not just the fact that he's got so much substance, but I could see that he was going through a lot in his life in and around that time. And you could easily, when you hear his aggression and you hear him on the microphone, you can easily misunderstand that as somebody who is just aggressive and is just going at people and that. But nah, this brother seemed like somebody who had so much going on, so talented, but had so much going on, and trying to find himself in a world which probably operates very different to the way that he sees it. But I think, like, I speak for so much people when we say this was one of the most talented people to ever touch a microphone. He was so cold with it. You're going to play Overload? I can play it here. It's not set up, is it?
At the moment. You want me to run it?
No, it's fine. That's fine.
Do you want the plug-in?
No, it's cool. Well, yeah, you can run it if you want. No. When did this come out?
Good on it. 13 years ago.
Yeah, see it there.
So around about
Crazy.
Let me put the volume down a little bit.
Play it?
Go on.
Is that coming out of the TP or speakers?
Inhale, exhale.
Speakers.
I'm tired of it. I don't wanna breathe. I just wanna leave, or I'll be stuck here till my soul flies. Inhale, exhale. I'm tired of it. I don't wanna breathe. What's the point in being here? I just wanna leave. Can you show me to the painkiller? I've been searching for a painkiller. Can you show me to the painkiller? I've been looking for a painkiller. Overload.
It was them times
Oh
there.
man, such a throwback.
Overload. They want us to do as we're told. Distract us from the truth so we can lose as they grow. I put my life on the line, that's just to let you know. It's overload. You might see me behaving crazy, you might see me behaving rogue. Sometimes I wonder to myself what's going on my own. Oh, I can feel it. Something's going on around us, but we just can't see it. Too many lies and the truth is needed. You've been playing games. You are planning to do.
Stop that. Go, because obviously, I'm sure if Dot was sitting in here, he would be saying, yo, big man, all right, cool, that was then, but
Yeah.
come on, man, show me on the microphone.
Yeah,
Right a bit,
yeah.
man. So go and put Dot Rot and Logan Sama. Let's see what comes up here. Yeah, go to that one, that top one.
First
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
I didn't come here overnightly. I'm a load of the mic, I've been here since eating car, you man are on copy. Then your playtime's over.
Like a goon, then I stab him up.
You ain't leaving, you're right a season.
Consume when
think he
you
goes
let
up
stop.
wildly,
When I
yeah.
talk like a goon, then I stab him up till he can't breathe. Back him up, reveling when he can't be. Best in the scene, really aren't G. When I act like you're hard, but you really aren't me. If Esky won't stop, then I'll hit him up, stick him up quick enough. Who said when he can't freeze? Who said when he can't bleed? The performance on these ones when he can't G. Half-hearted, he's a half-breed. No more bangers from him if you ask me. Me, I got you like real talk to that door where Dizzy went. Me, I walk through. Don't care what I see for the grind thing. If what you do, I'll be the best of what I do. With the game, look a red flicks on the ice ring. Please don't come around like you're a mic king. King's a mic king. I'll burn whitey like the split from the white thing that he's lighting. You say you're the godfather of grime and the biological father. Harder when I think you can beat me and test me, no chance. Try to eat me, get E3. Pull out the streets, you mate Eskimo dogs. Can't beat me, I think yes, we want arms.
Man.
Selector.
Radar.
Yeah, come. Don't ever
Radar.
don't ever try to send for whole stars, brother. You stupid.
yeah.
I ain't time OGs. Man, know what time it is. I
Stop
ain't
that. Do you know what I'm going to do, by the way? You see that instrumental that's underneath there? That's a So Solid instrumental, and it is the So Solid, the instrumental is called... Oh, I can't remember what it's called now, yeah? I need to see if I can find it. Do you know what I'm going to do one day? I am going to give my perspective on how we got to Grime through garage and dancehall. And I'm going to play the instrumentals, yeah, that I think really were like contributing factors into how the scene changed. Because I remember, yeah, as a kid, garage was obviously a thing them times there, yeah. But understand that stylistically, how people used to MC over the rhythms was so different. Because initially it started with the host. You get what I'm saying? Like, shout out to so-and-so. Ooh, ooh. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was that kind of vibe. Like, you weren't really saying too much lyrics. You were just saying a couple of bits and pieces and whatnot, yeah? But then there were like a few instrumentals that started to get in the mix, yeah, which MCs then started to have a little bit more and the lyrics were a little bit more bubbly. Do you get what I'm saying? Bubbly crew. It's like that kind of it's like that kind of vibe in it, yeah. But then it was like they more had like a 8-bar, so it wasn't like the lyrics weren't too long and it was quite bubbly and whatnot. But then there was these instrumentals that started to come through, and then the MC started to change a little bit. I always talk about, sorry though, I know I'm moving on a little bit here, yeah. But I always talk about an MC called Hyperactive, yeah. The reason why I mention Hyperactive is because for me, he was one of the people that I first heard who had he was spitting like 160 bars. Like he would be on a microphone and his lyrics was going on for ages. And I weren't hearing a lot of people doing that so much at the time. So Solid came in, they started doing that and that. And then naturally with the production, it started to change even more with So Solid. And that there if you can go back just a little bit, please, yeah. Into that Logan thing with P with
Don't ever call
just a little bit. Just go back a little bit. Stop.
when you give your correct fix tonight.
Play.
Yeah, play it.
Please don't come around like you're a mic king. King's a mic king. I'll burn whitey like the split from the white thing that he's lighting. You say you're the godfather of Grime with the biology. Godfather harder when I think you can beat me and test me no chance. Try to eat me, you eat free.
You see, in that period there, yeah, that was still, it was like, I don't want to say it was the end of garage because it wasn't. It's still not the end of garage. Garage is still doing its thing now. There was that. This wasn't.
Grime is
Yeah,
born.
this wasn't that. There wasn't grime.
Right.
They didn't have that as grime.
Right.
They just had this as a whole separate, so solid thing that they had from garage a bit. And you, if you was an MC, a certain type of MC, you would MC over it.
Right.
Now later on, even though I don't know what year that was, I think some of the DJs were still taking that rhythm and just using it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because it still fit. It was super fucked. Do you know what? I'm sorry, man. I have to find it. We'll just have to pause.
Do you want me to give you the aux?
Do you know what? I'm going to see if I still got Mega Man's number. 1 second.
How has it not been a minute?
He's going to think I'm mad. Let me just...
Dialed in.
I got a bunch of Mega Man's numbers I'm traveling in.
Yo,
Mega.
yo, sir.
Do you know who this is?
Good. Of course, man. I got your number stored, bro.
That's crazy. Listen, you're live on the pod right now, yeah? But this is so random. It's so random, yeah? But I was literally just talking to EA and also someone else I have in the studio. I was just like, we was talking about Dot Rotten, and it's just, I ended up going into this tangent about like how the instrumental started to change from like garage and grime. And I said that one of these days I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna give my perspective on how I think that we got to that bit, yeah, because there was a certain time within garage where like the instrumental started to change a bit and MCs wanted to MC over them and whatever else, yeah. But I came across this freestyle and I'm like, wait, this instrumental is a so solid one, but I couldn't remember what it is. What is this? Play this to me. Wait, play this to him. Play it. 1 sec. This one here.
2 seconds.
Right, 1 sec. Because I remember I used to want to MC over this all of the time as well. Right, hold on.
Please look down, I'll be the best OG, half-hearted. He's a half-breed, no more bangers from him if you ask me. Me, I got you like real talk to that door where Dizzy went. Me, I walk through, don't care what I see from the grind thing. If what you do, I'll be the best of what I do. Really give you a respect to the highest.
Stop.
Yeah, that's whoa.
Whoa! Whoa!
That's whoa. You know what it is, yeah? Like, there was times when everyone went to garage raves, yeah? Most people from the streets were switching from like house parties, jungle raves, dancehall raves, ragga raves and that. We was going to garage because garage felt nice. But the only different thing about garage, there was a lot of like flowery type of styles of music.
Yeah.
Like your DEA, MC tracks and all that. But the way how we used to dance, we weren't making music for the way how us man used to dance. So we started to kind of like go into studio. Well, Oh No was one of those tracks that I made regarding our dancing styles in the raves and that.
Yeah.
But Whoa and all these other songs came up because of that. We couldn't dance to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was cheesy moves and stuff like that. So
What are you saying? It was you say when you say the cheap, you're just saying that, you know, that with the one finger where they used to like they were doing a bogle.
They go back like falling back and that was cheesy to us, man. You know what I mean? So we kind of had to make a bit like the sounds that we could actually dance to and we could feel. You know what I mean? And that's where I feel like that inspiration came from. And then from there, the East London lot, South London lot started to make rougher beats, more that we could do stories to, that we could rap on, more than just party vibe. You know what I mean? Loving it, and
Yeah.
That's
So
what
when you
it
say,
is.
so hold on, so wait, because okay, that's where my misunderstanding. That's where I had seen it differently then, yeah? Because I thought that the production style was changing more because the MCs were changing a bit. And like, naturally there would always be like a tune that might play in and amongst all of that flowery stuff that you would want to just spit a few more lyrics. Do you get what I'm saying?
Bars too.
Yeah.
There's always been like garage beats, yeah. That is definitely ones that we could just go crazy and spit bars to. However, I'm just saying, like, my point of view as to why we started to create those sounds was because of like we couldn't really get down to it in the clubs, and also we didn't have nothing to really put our vibes to. You know what I mean? Just a street sort of vibe, nothing to do with like, you know, garage EMC and stuff, you know what I mean? Because they do like paint us with this, they're a garage crew. But really we're just rapping on our own version of garage, basically, you get me? So that's the reason why I say we done those beats.
Interesting. Which one was what was the first beat that you made that popped off a bit?
The first beat I made was Oh No.
Okay.
That's literally the first one I went into studio, and that's the first song that we got through the door with. But there were so many other beats that we made. It's definitely that vibe, man. But everyone's got a different perspective on the transition. Couple South guys will have a different perspective, East and that. So I'm just giving you mine.
Yeah.
Solely because of the way how we danced, the way how we wanted to vibe and the energy we wanted to bring. That's why we kind of just made a whole different. I weren't even listening to garage beats to create the beats that I was making.
Right.
I was listening to hip hop beats to create the beats I was making.
Right. And was there no like back them times there as well? Yeah. Was there
Whoa? I'm gonna tell you, Whoa. Yeah, Whoa was produced by Dan the Man. Yeah, on like on his home computer. Then he brought it to studio and we just revamped the sounds and reproduced it. But I would say Whoa was a vibe that we kind of got from like the Miami bass type of style. You see, not even just Miami bass. You see like Andre 3000 and those guys, Bombs Over Baghdad, that vibe. You know what I mean? But in our culture, it's similar to that. So Whoa particularly is that sort of vibe. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. When you listen to them kind of instrumentals and that as well, even today, it must really take you back to a whole different time in life, boy. Because I met you them times as well, like and I always reference that. You know, one of the things I've always said about you as well, is that you've always kind of had the foresight in looking out for certain man. I remember one time I've mentioned this bare times, where I used to be with Matt Heenan and Sean Heenan. They used to do Garage Fever, but they used to do the under 18s in my ends called Rhythm Nation.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
that's when I met you. I met you at Education and Dance, which was like Jonathan was running that at the time anyway. But when I was rolling around with them, man, I was outside Coliseum one time flyering, and then you've come outside and seen me, and you're like, "What are you doing out here?" Then I said, "Oh, I'm flying with these man," and you said, "Listen, make sure these lot are not taking you for an idiot, you know." And I never I was just outside, just happy to be outside.
But you know what, I like imagining those times, when it was crazy. I used to be outside flying too. But you see how Coliseum and certain of these doors were. If you weren't a known promoter, they would have man at the bottom of the stairs. Yeah. And the barriers, the last ones down. You get me? While other promoters are up on the, you know, when you go up the stairs right in front of the door.
Yeah.
So I knew that there was all that little politics. Two were young ones coming up as promoters, and the elders were promoting, and they had it a certain way. That's the type of politics I used to run into. So when I saw you, I mostly just gave you the same spin. Don't have them, you know what I mean? Don't let them try to par you off and sit down the stairs, mate. You know what I mean?
I hear it loud.
Yeah, that's all it was. But nah, love for the shout, bro.
No doubt. Listen, one day, like, come sit down and let's actually go through it properly. Let's go through it.
You know what? You see, definitely. And when something's kicking off, man, we definitely sit down with you, man.
All right, cool. No doubt. One last question, while I've got you on the phone. What is off the top of your head, what would you say is the best So Solid instrumental?
Ooh.
I can give you grace in giving me 3.
All right. 3 instrument. You mean
Not songs. It doesn't have to be songs. It just has to be an instrumental that came from So Solid. Whether it was a song or it was just an instrumental that the man was spazzing over.
Well, it goes without saying. We've got Oh No there. Dilemma, definitely. Whoa is another one of them. Was Deeper an instrumental? I'm not sure if Deeper was an instrumental, and I'm not sure if They Don't Know was an instrumental as well. Yeah, but I would definitely say Deeper. And there's another instrumental which most people might not know that we done. It's called Why.
Okay.
White Label. We never vocaled on that, but their tune's called Why. It's a crazy one still.
Say no more,
I have to
brother.
bring the hard drive.
Yeah. You might have to bring the hard drive when you come check, man. Still.
Yeah, we've got a lot of archive stuff still, like 3 different remixes of Oh No. But yeah, anyway, I would say 3 or 4. That's my 3 or 4 anyway, yeah.
Yeah, man. Love and respect in all aspect, yeah.
Big up, Chucks.
Come on,
salute,
brother.
yeah. Catch
Yeah,
you
man.
soon, bro.
Every time.
Love.
That's it. That was good. Wait, can I just play you a couple of those instrumentals that he's talking about?
Yeah, go on.
Go for it.
Because I want to hear it now.
I'm gonna have to go set up this pod though.
Go on.
So Dilemma, that was what I was just playing here. This was another one that I felt like it's interesting hearing him talking about like making rhythms for people to dance to, because my perspective was that these rhythms were being made to MC to.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
I was interested when he said that his inspiration came from like, what did he say, Outkast?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're not Miami, they're like South. They're like the first rappers from the South to like win a Grammy, no? Isn't that their big thing?
Yes, yeah.
So they're unique in
that's part of
themselves as it
their
is.
Yeah, that's part of their inspiration. And just for context here, yeah. For context, I know I said I was actually going to do this properly, and I will do it properly because I'm kind of doing it now. But just for context, yeah. A little bit before that, like Garage was sounding like this.
And I don't know what to do, 'cause all the feel like you give me, find a love so true. But I know it's only legally when I picture in me and you. But one day I know that you'll be the one that makes my dreams come true.
Oh,
Then you had this as
the
well.
good bit.
Cars that close.
You had this.
Be sincere.
Shout out to the bubbling crew. Shout out to 612. Big up 981. Big up 666. This is what you used to do. You see it on radio, yeah? You used to ring the radio and drop the thing. So like you call, so they'd give out the number. And then like you might just say, yeah, like, I can't even remember how they
It's
put
crazy
it. But
that
it's
some
like,
people
you
don't
would
know
just
about
put the
this.
phone down. So it's like, you wouldn't ring to chat.
Yeah.
You would just like, just give it a one ring. Then it would be like, yeah, shout out to the 451. Shout out to the 682. You get what I'm saying? And then obviously you send a text message and whatnot, yeah. But these were kind of the rhythms.
There's a whole gen that doesn't know anything about this.
I'm telling you, and that's why I'm actually going to do it properly.
You actually have to do it.
What else before I even keep going on? But you had rhythms like... Oh yeah, I remember this. Wait. Oh, okay. So as I'm referencing certain instrumentals that were coming out, yeah, that you might have wanted to MC to, this kind of was one of them. This was by Wookie. Wookie had a few of them. It's called Battle. Then the MC would start barring off right here. But it might be like, it's DT, you're the ones and two. We're doing it just for you. DT, you're the ones and
Hey,
two.
DT's cold.
Yeah.
For you.
I saw him
Right.
at Carnival last year. He was at one of the sound systems where I was at.
So that was kind of, there's more. I wanted to just play some more.
What garage used to sound like.
Yeah, I'm trying to give like context of what garage used to
I
sound
think
like.
you
I'm trying
summed
to
it up
find.
pretty well.
I'm trying to.
I think you summed it up pretty well with the ones you just picked then.
What is this?
When my DJ keeps it real.
Oh yeah.
If
See?
you drop it right.
I feel good. I feel good, yes, wonderful, good. Anytime I come into the dance, I feel listen to the man in my neighborhood.
So anyway,
This stuff's
when
good.
So
Oh.
Solid started coming around, yeah, it was changing a bit. And like they were definitely producing songs that you wanted to MC over as well. And like their style and their approach in how they were on the microphone was just very different. Like, as I said, you saw pockets of it. You saw Hyperactive doing it. You saw Sparks and Kai as well. They had a tune where they was barring off, and like a few other MCs in and around that time were kind of doing it. But these were different. Even like Mighty Mo Bushkin and them man there. But you see when you're hearing this, instantly you can hear like this is a change now. You know what I'm saying? And bearing in mind as well, just for extra context, yeah, everything that they're saying here were just lyrics as well. So even though it's a song and it was known as a song, when they were MCing, like you would hear them just saying these lyrics over different instrumentals. Mega.
All of my crew, them, yeah. So the crew, yeah, ha. And it's just a ha. Little things that ha. All of my crew, them, yeah. So the crew, yeah, ha. And it's just a ha. Little things that ha.
It's just.
Oh no.
Oh my God. Let me tell you something as well.
No.
You see how we've always talked about when D Double's on the microphone and he's like, ooh, and everyone goes mad. You see when Romeo used to come to the dance and go, oh no. Oh my God. This was D Double before D Double. Like, he used to just come to the dance and say, oh no, it's time to roll. And everyone would absolutely lose it. He had the lyric, yeah. What was the lyric, Romeo? It was like, it's like a skunk without a smell, a tortoise without a shell. I can't even remember the bar.
But even the
the
cadence.
bar,
Yeah,
yeah, but
the
his
cadence.
cadence
The
was that.
It's clean.
Yeah. Oh, let me see if I can find a thing.
Clean.
Let me see if I can find a thing. So I'm on a roll now.
Skunk without a smell.
Skunk. It's like, then he used to like. So he used to do it like this. Yeah, it's like a skunk without a smell, tortoise without a shell, and I can't remember the rest. Yeah, but then he'd remix it and say skunk, smell, tortoise, shell. Yeah.
It's cold.
Yeah, he was a bad boy with it. Let me see if I can find something quickly. Romeo.
Might have to do a so solid checkup, bro.
Yeah. You're right. It might be a checkup as opposed to a pod, but the only unfortunate thing is, yeah, I just don't know how much recordings. This is on. What's this? Yeah, listen to how bad that is.
Shouts out to the Mr. Crazy. This one's for you. Shouts out to management easy. Telling us to calm down. Hold up the noise.
Shout out to management telling us to calm down.
It's that voice though, isn't it?
That was an error.
It's an error, really. It really was.
Bare Bullocks, Chelsea. Representing, yeah, 2
Can't find her.
This one is an exclusive.
Can't find anything, sorry. But yeah, anyways. Honourable shout out to Dot Rotten anyway, man.
Yeah,
Rest in
man.
peace to Dot Rotten. What a cold guy. But yeah, I ended up going into some random tangent there, but I hope you enjoyed it still. Little educational vibes, you know what I mean?
More to come soon.
Huh?
More to come soon. More coming.
Yeah, I will definitely, as I said, one day I will sit down and I will fully unpack. All right, so this is gonna seem really weird because obviously I was just talking off my mouth and I realized I didn't even play you the songs that I was supposed to play you. Yeah. And nobody told me. So I'm doing it right now before we go back into the conversation of me talking off my mouth again, yeah? But this is Whoa.
So solid.
By the way, this is way faster than like a normal garage tempo. And when you heard this, you just wanted to MC to it. Watch this.
See when you wave it out, you hear a tune and you shout out loud. And at your pocket something drops out. You turn around and you move it.
This is a real rude boy thing.
I think I lost my things. Look down the city, see your key on stream. See down the man up on the decks mixing. They're pumping it up, cause it's a boom,
Hold on, watch him. Remember, we're still in the garage era a little bit, you know. Hold on. Whoa. If you was an MC, you wanted all of this. Whoa. You wanted all of this. Hold on, there's more. Huh? My bar was a wicked man bar, but I can't really give it to them today. Hold on.
Maybe we just
Hold on.
too hard for you.
More legs, more soul, I rip it all so. And the lyrics that I drop, never gonna flop, no. You wanna test, I should deal it.
This is Usher D, by the way.
I'm the star of the show.
The shade. This is the shade, yeah? The shade, yeah?
Check out my lyrical stand and my flow. Check out the rollie, the ice on my toe. Heights that some of your can't come close to. So that you close to. So when I flow for you, my Rolex on the deck. How I'ma show it to you. Know where I'm going to. Forget where I'm coming from. I'll be showing you. So the crew joking you. Should've got damn her. Said, spoke to you. Way that I play when I rock it today. What can I say? You're never gonna step in my way. I remember back in the day. Never had money, tell me what did they say? Never gonna make it with a lyrical play. When I rock it to the rhythm, it comes to entree. Rock a Rolex and I carry a lay. Do it, gonna make money today. Do it, gonna make money today. Do it, gonna make money today. Money today, money today. Money today. Do it, gonna make money today. Do it, gonna make money today.
Hey! Okay, is there more?
Check this. Maybe we just too hard for y'all. Or maybe we just too hard for y'all.
Whoa. Yeah, cold. Anyway,
Indeed.
go back to me just talking off my mouth. Anything that you've seen on the news? Anything that's going on that we need to discuss very quickly before we record properly another day?
Nothing in particular. I think we all know what's in the news right now, World War III, but
Yeah.
we'll be here all night if we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Um,
Where are we at? Where are we at today as it stands, though?
what with this stuff?
Yeah.
Russia gave Iran intel.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I think and then that canal. So a canal? No, it's that part of the sea where it goes from the Indian Ocean up towards like Oman and then goes into that sort of area. All the boats sort of stopped going past there because obviously so many planes and bombs and stuff like that. So we're soon to see a rise in a lot of the things that we're paying for, like oil
I heard about that.
all that other stuff. So anything that ensues from now moving forward. The new leader of Iran was announced. It's the son.
It's the sun.
Yeah, I saw that on my way here. It's the son, and he was always seen as like the gatekeeper towards his dad anyway. So I guess he's just been kind of bred for this position.
Well, when you say the gatekeeper,
like as in, if you want to get close to my dad, you got to go through me.
Me, okay.
Yeah, kind of thing. Don't know what that looks
so
like.
that means
for
that
them.
he's got relationships and all that type of
Well,
stuff.
yeah. I think in a lot of these sort of regimes, like it is kind of passed through family, isn't it?
Yeah.
And they're, like I said, they were built and bred for it. So who knows what's going to happen, if anything's really going to change over them sides. But I mean, Iran has one quality, which is they don't allow anybody to get involved in their business, and that's why people want to get in their business. Same way all those other countries, they had their stuff in control, and US comes along and they want a piece, and they say no, and then they just find their way to kind of manipulate their way into the system, whether it's set up a coup, whether it's fund like a terrorist organization in that country. There's loads of ways you can manipulate the government to kind of like get them on the US side or their side being the US side. But it's the same game. It's the same thing. They do it everywhere. Look at Venezuela most recently. It's very different though, because what was it? No, it's not actually. Venezuela was using yen to exchange like their money, their currency for oil, and the US didn't like that. And Iran doesn't use the dollar either for exchanging stuff as well, and they don't like that either. I'm sure there's a lot more details that goes into that, but that's what I kind of know off the top of my head. But yeah. So as for World War III, it will continue until, I don't know, until they realise it's too much, because I guess the UK is not part of it, are they? They've decided to be completely excluded out of that type of stuff.
I wonder how much that hurts them.
Who? US?
No. So like the UK, yeah, have decided that they don't want to be involved in that.
The polls have showed that people, as in like not just the government, people don't want to get involved in this war.
No, of course.
Yeah.
But what I mean is like in regards to their own relationships, because I don't think we should get involved in it.
Not at all.
But it's like in regards to their relationships, if you I was listening to the Joe Budden pod actually, and he kind of put, how did he put it? He was like, imagine if your friend is getting into some beef with somebody, yeah, and you don't agree with the beef, but essentially they're in front of you fighting. You're probably at some point gonna intervene in some way
Iraq.
and back your guy, yeah. So then, and then if you do back your guy, then obviously there might be a world in which like when you're backing your guy, you want your guy to win. That was the part where I think he kind of got me off there, because I'm like, well, not necessarily, because if you see your friend fighting and you don't agree with your friend fighting, you might get involved, but not necessarily because you want your friend to win. You might just be trying to find resolution so that they are not beefing each other. But if you don't do nothing, yeah, and you say, do you know what, I don't even know if I want to be a part of that, which ultimately probably is the right thing to do. How does it affect the relationship long term when you haven't done that? Because they might turn around and say, hold on, one second, just remember that you didn't back us when we kind of wanted you to, and there's going to be a time of need when you need us, and we're going to essentially...
We already done it. We already done it with Tony Blair. It literally already happened. Tony Blair wanted to stop the Kosovo war, and he needed the backing of the military army, the US military, and he had to convince them to go in there to stop this war. And then not too long afterwards, Iraq happened, and the US did the same thing, which is you need to get involved because we just backed you in this war over here. And so now we're living the consequence of that decision.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? So I think, say what you want about the Prime Minister, but he is a lawyer, isn't he? Like by trade. So he knows not to get involved quite yet. And I think he's sticking to his guns, and he should just stay there for now. I say for now, he should just stay there, period. But
well, that's why I think even then, you see that like the example that you gave, which was that ultimately the US said at that time, yo, you've kind of got to get involved in this because we backed you. Yeah. You see, in life, I know that it's maybe in some way different because of running countries or whatever, but I hope like you'll understand the sentiment here. Yeah? I might need you for something. Yeah. Like I might really, really need you, and you might back me in that, whatever it is. Right. And then you might need me for something. But just because you did this one thing for me doesn't mean that I need to back the first thing that you need me for. Like, I can still turn around and say, yo, you're my guy still, but I don't know about this one. You can call me for something else, but I don't know about that.
do that.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
It's like those things happen, isn't it? It's like, you know, there could be, I know this is very different, but still the sentiment is the same. It's like, someone might ask me, you know what, yo, I really need you to play. No, I might ask somebody, I really need you to come and play at this thing for me. Really need it. Then they come and do it. And then they might ask me, yo, Chucks, I really need you to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, I can still say, you can call me for stuff. I just can't do this one though. So the idea of, you know, a country just jumping involved because so and so they backed you in such and such situation, so now you have to go and do so and so. It's just a bit mad because now, as you said, it's like you're having to deal with the repercussions of elements of that now, and so much people ended up dying for what? I actually asked the other day. I'm like, what does Iraq look like these days anyway? These that went there mashed up the whole thing.
Do you know what their big thing
What does it look like now?
They were saying
What-
for
what
female
was it
rights, for women's rights, right? Women's rights are down in the gutter over there in comparison to what it was before.
Yeah.
So their aim and their goal when they went over there was, you know, nuclear weapons, quote unquote, and liberating the people from, who was it again? Leader of Iraq. Saddam Hussein, yeah. And then I think there was issue with Kurds, and also there's many layers that went into this. But ultimately, I said what I was trying to get at was the best way to look at the situation is what do they stand to gain from all of it? What is there to gain from this? Not what are they like, what are the reasons for going there? What are you gaining from it? And what they are gaining from it is Iran always knew that they were next, and they've been preparing from day one.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that looks like, because what does it look like when a country's been preparing since 9/11? What does that look like? We don't know what that looks like.
Can I tell you what somebody said to me one time? Yeah. Yeah, I will tell this story. Someone, I'm just going to say someone. I'm not going to say how I know them or what their relation to me or whatever it is, yeah. They said to me that they was in a certain country where they grew up, yeah. I'm not going to say the country either. But they was in a certain country. This is the country where they grew up, right? And someone came along and stole his bike. Yeah. So his parents got him another bike. The other person came along, the one who stole the bike originally, came along another day and stole the bike again. Yeah. Actually, you're going to know the country because I'm going to have to hit you with the punchline.
I think you already told this story.
But anyway, so then like he's got another bike, yeah. Well, bearing in mind, he's got a feeling, this person's got a reputation, by the way, of stealing bikes. So he's sharpening his thing because he's assuming at some point he's going to come and try and take this bike. And what happened? He said that when the guy came to go and steal the bike, he said, I'll chop up him bomb clot. That's what he said. And I was like, well, that's a bit graphic.
Yeah.
But no, the sentiment of what I'm saying is that he's looking at this in his head. You think you're the big bad wolf here and that you're going to come and keep stealing a bike. Well, there's going to be one day I'm going to be really prepared for you to come and steal this bike. And it's not going to go all of the way that you think it's going to go. And I think, yeah, that is a potential of what could happen this time around, because from the way that these lot have been talking over there, they've basically been saying, yeah, tell them come.
Yeah.
Tell them come. Like, we've been waiting for this one. We've been waiting for this one. Not even we've been waiting for something to happen. We've been waiting for this one.
Literally the situation exactly as it is.
So
Israel's
you're going to come
involved
here
everything.
and you're going to find out something. Yeah. My biggest problem is I hate that sometimes in the West, they do this moral high ground thing where it's like, you know what, we're doing this for the benefit of society. And you get what I'm saying? Like, you know, women need to be saved over there. You want to start pressing buttons?
No,
Ease up on that.
there's a thing, you know, okay.
Why
Sorry.
did you go to the laptop?
Because I wanted to put it up there.
Okay.
Sorry, before it leaves my mind. Okay, so with different conflicts that go on in the world, right?
Yeah.
Journalists always have a tagline with different wars.
Yeah.
The justification for it. The one right now is short-term pain. Short-term pain, long-term success. And that is what all the journalists are saying in the US to convince, because like I said earlier, the polls are saying that people don't want to get involved, not just here in the UK, in the US as well. And so they're literally trying to push for it. The way you're saying, like, they're waiting for this. them too. They've been waiting for this too. They've been trying to get into Iran for time, and they're still trying to convince the people. But unfortunately, we are living in the consequences of previous decisions that were made of going to war. Before we knew what was actually going on down there.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's a very sticky one because they're waiting for it, but who knows if we're gonna fight the way that they had expected us to fight, because people's minds are different now than what they were before.
Well, it depends on arrogance, I guess, as well, isn't it? I mean, there'll be intelligence, but arrogance will also play a part in it, meaning that, like, if you feel like you are essentially the hierarchy, if you believe that you're the Don, then you're going to go into a situation like that thinking what we've got is enough, and not necessarily. You might think, that they might be a little bit prepared, but you may underestimate how much they have been preparing. Do you know what I mean? If you've been preparing, there's a difference between someone preparing for a year and someone preparing for 15 or 20 years. We don't know how long they've been preparing for. If someone's been preparing for that long, God knows what they've got. And also add to this, I think there's a big difference in fighting style, because I think that most of the soldiers, especially the American soldiers, for example, they're fighting with the intention of one day coming home. These lot are fighting more for the bigger purpose.
Oh, that's the other thing. The martyrdom. So Iran is predominantly Shia Islam, which, I mean, without getting into the story too much, is kind of built on martyrdom. So these people they're going to war with zero expectations of surviving.
Yeah, no, this is literally about their future.
Also,
the country's future.
Another thing I wanted to add on was, I think I was watching this guy, really interesting guy. His name is Roy Casagrande. He's great guy who talks about stuff. And he basically spoke about how, on the martyrdom thing, whereby a lot of Iranians were against the government.
Yeah.
A lot of Iranians are, they don't want the government, and they're happy that the United States and Israel were intervening at whatever the cost was. They just want to get this guy out. But what ended up happening was when they killed the Ayatollah with his family and his children and his grandchildren, they've created a martyr that younger Iranians are now going to grow up seeing that they see America as the great Satan. When you start to deep that phrase, the great Satan.
Yeah, it's deep.
This is bigger than war and resources, and this is, if you are a religious person, this is the opposite of everything that you believe in.
Yeah, facts.
So if you see that this person is the great Satan, or this country is the great Satan, and they've now martyred your spiritual leader, hey bro, at this point now, like, whatever you thought the thought was in the Middle East is now changed. And the fact that, I'm guessing you guys already mentioned Iran saying anybody who kicks out the ambassadors. Have you said this?
No.
Oh, Iran said any country who gets rid of the United States ambassador from their country, they can go through the Strait of Hormuz. They have the freedom to move through the blockade.
Yeah.
So if I don't know, Germany say, all right, United States, get out of our country.
Yeah, they can walk through.
Persona non grata. Your ship can now go through the Strait of Hormuz. So they've played.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah. With that part of the sea where there's the blockade.
Yeah.
So Iran are playing, they've misjudged this. The West has clearly misjudged this. Whether or not Iran has a position where they, at the end of the day, if they become a nuclear power, they have to have a say in the world, right? Mm-hmm. They obviously don't want a country like that. They don't want Iran to have a say in the world. So we're not going to let you even get to the point where you could. But Iran's saying you don't have the right. And to an extent, nobody does have the right. But at the same time, it is what it is. They've chosen this. I
wonder what the answer to action and intent is something that we talk about a lot here, yeah? in different contexts, yeah. Let's just say, from a certain perspective or from the outside looking in, that there is a high level of oppression in a certain country, yeah? And equally, there's a lot of resources in that country, but there's a high level of oppression. Does it make it different if they turn around and said, here's what I'm saying, yeah? They got a lot of resources over there. The reality is we need some of that. While doing that, though, just to let you know, there's a whole bunch of fuckery going on over there. So we're going to eradicate that. Obviously, it's not really within your right to do that anyway, to be honest, yeah? But does it make it different if the intentions are actually just laid out on the table, as opposed to essentially just saying, no, these leaders are bad and this is why we're going over there because they're bad, when really it's about control? Because if you've got all of the information on how somebody is, you may not necessarily respect it, but you're like, you know what? You know what their intentions are and you know what they're just on. But when they're trying to bamboozle you with this whole righteous stuff of, you know, we're doing it for the betterment of women and we're doing it for the betterment of that, when really and truly, ultimately, this is what they really want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, the US they have such a bad history with all of this, like, intervening in other governments' politics. And it's deliberately done, whether they go in with the good and quote unquote good intentions, or this, you know, we're here to liberate you as a people. Ultimately, their history and their pattern and their behavior has shown us that whether they come in with good intentions or not, they have a completely different agenda, and it will only ever benefit them, and the people in that country will always suffer.
Yeah.
And there is so many things that, like, there's so many countries that they've gone into, and Libya, for example, it is catastrophic what is happening there. Like, beyond catastrophic. Gaddafi had a hold as the people migrating from Africa into Europe, and now we got dozens of boats going up into Europe. Who was there to stop it before? It's the leaders within that region that was stopping it. He would go as far as to manipulate the West and say, if you're not going to do it my way, I'm just going to let these people come through. And that's something that he would do. And they didn't like that. And there were so many other things that he was doing that they didn't like. But what I'm saying is, these people, whether you like them or not, a country does need leadership. If it doesn't benefit the people, it's for the people in that country to resolve that. If they outsource that aid, then it is for the people to decide it, not to go and intervene without the permission of the people, like the US go and just like bombard.
I
these
do
countries.
agree.
Do you know
Although
what
I do agree, I definitely agree. 100% I agree. But the only problem is that sometimes, if the people are conditioned a certain way, they're too scared to be able to do something about it.
Yeah,
and so if you,
yes, I know.
You know what I'm saying? Then it's difficult then, because
it's just such a difficult thing, isn't it? Like, it's so difficult.
I'm just on Poet's vibe, man. Dance a yard before you dance a bride. The reality is, America has no right to discuss human rights atrocities when they still have the death penalty, when they still done Guantanamo Bay, when they were doing Abu Ghraib, when they were doing war crimes.
Well, let me ask you this then.
ICE.
Let me ask you this, yeah. Is there a country that would have the right?
No.
No, it's the United Nations. That's what the United Nations was built for, bro.
So when there is absolute mad atrocities happening in a place, yeah, ideally, you would want there to be an organization that is going to be able to come there.
That's the United Nations.
Right. But Palestine, though.
But they're not following the rules. That's the whole point. You go in the United Nations, you sign a piece of paper, these countries agree, and then what? The Netanyahu is right now.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
No, but they created this thing called the veto power. You know about the veto power, right?
Yeah,
so like, there's like, was it 3 or 4 countries that have the ability to veto. What do you call it? A United Nations the thing that you pass. And like, once you give a country that power, whether it's China, Russia, the United States, I can't remember the other countries. Might be those 3 actually. but they can veto stuff, bro. Oh, let's free everybody, and you have every single person saying yes. Let's send United Nations troops into Palestine, and then America goes, we veto, and that's it. It's done. What's the point?
That's why people don't like the United Nations. It's such a confusing thing. Like the premise of it is good, but because of the rules that they have in place since the creation of it, it just it turns it to shit.
I
really.
always think that like there's a lot of things that are in place that I think in theory it's actually sick.
Yeah.
But humans always just mash it up.
Yeah.
Look how
Like,
long
all
they
the time.
took to intervene in Rwanda, bro.
Oh my God, I know. My mum's going to Rwanda as well, actually, soon. They say it's all right over there now, but that genocide there was absolutely horrific.
Catastrophic.
It was
Them an
horrific.
age to get into there.
Huh?
It took them an age, bro.
Yeah. They didn't really care.
And the
And so-
United Nations requires the people in the United Nations to send troops.
Mm-hmm.
So when United States has the biggest military, they have the biggest
Means
to send troops in. So if they're saying we're not sending nobody in, then what? You got 10 people from Germany and 5 people from Italy going. It's a mess, bro.
Well, anyway, Sushi doesn't believe that men should pay child support. Or that women should pay child support.
Is that what I said?
Yeah. You said
it-
women shouldn't pay
I
child
said that.
support. Yeah.
When did I say that? What, today?
Yeah.
But
She
if I-
said that women shouldn't pay child support. Do you believe that?
If they're not the primary carer.
I think that's just how it works
No, I'm
out. no?
joking. Do you know what it was? I saw something on the internet because the internet was doing what the
Sushi
internet was
said.
doing. No, this
You
woman,
want me
yeah,
dead?
she was moaning about basically she's married. Well, she was married. They've had a divorce or whatever.
Sushi was married.
No.
Oh.
I was gonna say, news to me.
No.
What I did say was I don't want good morning texts.
But she was going on about like she's not with the partner anymore, and like he was paying the child support, and that now he's the sole carer for the 2 children. He's basically asking her for child support, and she's screaming, kicking down the place and whatnot. Vexed, saying that, you know, why should she be paying the child support? Like, and then also she said that her dad told her that men shouldn't receive money from women.
It's very toxic.
In that situation, why is she not the primary carer then?
I don't know. I'm not sure. My dad was the primary carer for my brother.
Yeah. Did he get child support?
I actually don't know.
That's a question for him.
But
More often than not, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
but also child support is
Support
when
for the child.
Yeah, no, but it's child support, I guess, in this regard is a legal requirement when you're not pulling your weight. If you are pulling your weight, so for example, let's say, Chuckie, you were the primary carer.
No. That's not what it is.
No, it is.
When you're
sup-
not pulling your weight.
Yes. If
Because you can make an agreement without
Yeah.
having
Oh,
child
of
support.
course.
child
yeah.
support is when it's legally required.
Yeah. Like you've had to take this person to court to have it on paper that you're paying X amount now because previously that wasn't the case.
wasn't-
Anybody can split up and then amongst themselves come to a decision as to what I'm contributing
Yeah.
and what they're contributing.
I'll have the kids for 3 days. they can live
without
with me.
the court, without the law playing up its part.
Yeah, I'll pay for the uniform. If you need groceries, shout me. I know loads of people that are co-parenting, and it's like, I'll refill her fridge. I don't live at the house, but I'll refill the fridge. If you're not refilling the fridge, then maybe that's when you go to court and you say, right, I can't afford to raise these kids by myself. This guy is not paying his way. I need him to pay. And then that's when you're legally obliged via child support.
But your point was, though.
I forgot. What were we talking about?
You said you was talking about pulling the weight. Usually child support is there for when...
Yeah, so irregardless of the sex of the parent, if you're not pulling your weight, then you should be legally obliged to pay.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, if you're not the primary carer and you ain't pulling your weight, then you got to contribute. And
100%.
naturally, like, of course, because she was saying, oh, I'm self-employed and you know what it's like being self-employed. When you're self-employed, you don't make this and that. And I get that. But here's what I'm saying, big woman. Yeah. Even if it's 20 quid, yeah, if that's all you can afford, contribute that.
But if
You
you're
get what I'm saying?
self-employed,
Fling that in.
If you're self-employed, I would assume that you have freedom, a bit more freedom than a 9 to 5. So why don't you take advantage of that time and have the kids? Pull your weight in that regard. Because pulling your weight doesn't necessarily mean you pay your way. I think money is so easy to just say, yeah, I've sent your kid money. That's good. No, bro. Kids need both parents. Otherwise, they're disadvantaged.
Yeah.
It's easy to say, oh, I've sent bread. Like, bro, my pops try to send me a PS3 and try to spark me when I was in Eritrea. I said, you can't do that. Can't do that. What, because you sent me PS3, you can spark, man. No, you weren't there to raise, man.
Oh, wait. So he gave you something and then felt like he'd give you some licks.
Yeah. No, that's not how it runs, bro. Mumsy can give me licks. But you can't.
That's hilarious.
You thought. Yeah, that's not, but it's the reality of it.
So what did you do? You obviously just wasn't loving that. Okay, it's not going to go any further. I hear it still.
Just an example was given. But the point is that money doesn't mean everything, bro. And I feel like another thing is that, parents who work a lot, your kid needs you.
Yeah.
It's not about the money. Yeah, you need to support them, but they need...
There's other ways to show up, essentially is what you're trying to get at.
Exactly. Pay the money.
Pay the money, yeah, man. All right. Love and respect in all aspects. I don't know how you lot got such a long episodes today. Because, and look, even, this is so mad. Wasn't even supposed to record. We ended up recording anyway, which is great. And now I'm leaving later than I would have normally left if we actually was normally recording, which is crazy. But anyways, as I said, the episodes, there's clips during the week. The main episode goes out every Saturday visually. Audio is Thursday. Every Thursday. Okay. So yeah. And I think even with this episode, I don't know if we're clipping this, but yeah.
We can clip
either way.
It.
Huh?
We can clip it.
Well, some good moments in here.
Well, we can just drop it if you want.
No. Nah. Give them some consistency, otherwise they'll just start spazzing out. But give us a little bit of time. Give us some grace. Is that it? Is there anything else going on in the world quickly before?
I'm all out of ideas.
I feel like there's nothing...
Oh, man, we need to go home.
Yeah, I've got nothing but time. Go on, Chuckie.
I'm sorry.
He's dying for it.